Are you a busy professional that is just fed up and struggling with your fitness journey? No matter what program, what coach, what service you go through, you don't quite get the results and you don't quite stay consistent with fitness. Today's podcast, we're going to talk about the different services that most busy professionals are going through, and we're going to give you guys the number one service that you can consider to get amazing results and to transform your health. I'm your host, Coach Cory Fernandez, guys. This is the Excelsior Health Podcast. And what we do on this podcast, guys, we communicate, we share, we educate our busy professionals who are looking to lose fat through strength training and healthy living. And ultimately, what we do, guys, is we take the complicated, confusing, intimidating aspects of fitness and nutrition, and we break it down into simple strategies so that way you guys can get real results. So again, I'm your host, Coach Cory Fernandez, and let's get into it. So let's define what a busy professional is. I would say a busy professional, for who we work with typically, they're usually in their 40s, 50s. You know, we have many busy professionals that are in their mid to late 30s. We have some in their early 60s, but they are career oriented. Right? They're people that they find purpose in their work, whether they own their own business, they're self-employed, they're looking for opportunities to improve in their careers. And then a lot of times they're family oriented, right? Whether it's they're building a future with their significant other, or they have kids in a family that require a lot of their attention and support. That's what a busy professional is. And typically the challenges that I've found with most busy professionals is because they're so focused on providing a better life for their family, because they're so focused on building a better career, these happen. They gain weight, they deal with a lot of stress, and then they have this drop of confidence when it comes to their physique and their body. All right. And most busy professionals, they're not gym people. They're not the person that's like first to sign up to the gym and say, yeah, man, like, let me go work out on my own. It's usually something that they feel a little bit uncomfortable. It's not their place. But basically what a lot of busy professionals struggle on is finding a service that speaks to them and helps them. So whether it's through advertising, it's seeing a friend go through their transformation, maybe it's a busy professional visiting a doctor and the doctor says, hey man, like, you're not in good shape. Your blood levels are too much. Like you're considering pre-diabetic, your hormones are off. You need to make a change. Maybe it's some sort of relationship issues that people go through. Maybe it's something that their kids say to them, or maybe they went on vacation and then they're, on the beach and they're like, oh my God, like nothing fits properly. You get my point. It's some sort of experience that makes that busy professional say, listen, I need help. And then now this person, they go out there, they go on Google, they go on Instagram, and they're looking for the service to help them. Now, what are the options? And that's what we're going to talk about today. I think when people get to that point where they're like, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for change. I'm ready to invest in something. I think what happens for a lot of those people, they pick the wrong service. And then they go into that service and they give effort and they try, but it doesn't lead to results and it doesn't lead to progress. So what I want to do today is I want to kind of educate you guys on, hey, what are maybe some of the paths that people are going through, and just show you why it's potentially not working for you. And then at the end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share to you the service that I think, if you are a busy professional who is looking to lose body fat, you understand the importance of strength training, and you want to do it in a small group environment with great coaching, this is going to be an amazing option that might be the thing that you're missing in your journey right now. So let's start off. First one, I think this is probably the most popular service that most people think that they need. And what this is, it's one-on-one personal training. So one-on-one personal training, I think it's good. I think it's good for the right person. I think most busy professionals, because they're intimidated of the gym, they think that they need it. Okay, so if you are very obese, you have no experience at all working out, yeah, you know what? Maybe one-on-one is going to be right for you. If you have some serious injuries that seriously need to be personalized, and I'm not talking about knee pain, back pain, lack of shoulder mobility, that's most busy professionals. But if you have some serious situations where you need to really alter how you train, maybe you have some heart conditions, I can really see a lot of power in why you might go through personal training one-on-one. Another reason why some people might be going through one-on-one personal training is just a very, very specific niche. You know, maybe you really, really are preparing for bodybuilding, or maybe you really, really want to prepare for some sort of run or some sort of event. That might be a reason why you really, really specialize. Most busy professionals, the main thing that they're looking for, they want to lose some body fat. They want to improve their energy. They want to build muscle, especially now where people are starting to realize, man, if longevity is what I want, if I want to be able and I want to have opportunities, man, I got to preserve some muscle. I got to be strong, right? And then I think a lot of people, what they want is they want routine. They want structure. So with one-on-one, let's talk about some of the reasons why busy professionals fail. I think the first one I would say with one-on-one is the cost. So I believe investing in your health is the greatest thing that you can do. Like all of our goals in our life, they lie on the foundation of our health. So whether you're spending 50, 60, 100, $200 an hour on your health, I still believe it's worth it. I think the challenge, there's probably 10 to 20% of people that can afford to spend $100+ per session on personal training, and it doesn't impact them at all. It's nothing. I think that's perfectly fine. Most people in the GTA, Mississauga, Toronto, man, we deal with all the taxes you can possibly imagine, high cost of living, everything is expensive. So for most people, even if they do have a pretty good job and they're making over six figures and so forth, their kids' extracurriculars, their social life, it all adds up. So for most people, spending $100 a session 3 times a week, that's about $1,200 a month on their training. I would say 80% of people, that's hard for them to sustain that long enough to see actual real results. So if you plan on transforming your health, which is the whole purpose of personal training, you're going to want to at least commit to 12 weeks. But to be honest, you should be thinking, I'm going to do this for the next year to 18 months consistently to really see some sort of significant change in your life. All right. So that's one side of it, is the price. The other side of it that I think is, maybe I'll start with like a pro, is I think you build a relationship. You don't typically do one-on-one training with just some random person where you're like, yeah, just give me the workout. It's not like a waiter that just gives you your food or a barista that just makes your coffee. Usually if you're doing one-on-one training with someone, it's like you really admire the way they look, you admire their physique, and you kind of like them as a person because you're going to spend 3 hours a week with them. Now, the challenge I would say with that is sometimes when the relationship gets too close with one-on-one personal training, that's where, people don't push each other as much anymore. Your coach is your friend, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, just take it easy. Yeah, you're having a bad day today. It's okay. Right? Or it becomes too conversational. Hey, what's going on with the family? Oh yeah, did you see that episode of I was gonna say Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones? Did you catch up? And then it's just like super social, and it's like, yes, conversating, having some rapport, I think is important, but we got to put in some work. We got to get better. We got to train, right? That's where I can see that happen a lot from previous experiences. And then another flaw that I would say with the one-on-one format is schedule. So going back to the busy professional has a lot going on. They have their career, They have their business that they're running. They have their kids' extracurriculars. They have their social life. So for them, they want to like be able to get in their training, get their 45-minute to 75-minute session, and they want to be back to their life. What happens with one-on-one training is typically the trainers that you're working with, hey, most of the time, there's only 8 hours really that people can do. And even that for a coach, coaching 8 hours in the day, that is a lot. And then what some coaches got to do just to have a good living, sometimes they're seeing 12 people per day. But the problem for the busy professional is, let's say your life changes and there's emergency with the kids or there's something at work and you need to change things around. You don't have that flexibility because that person is stuck to a certain schedule. So if you want to reschedule your 6:30 a.m. appointment, you can't do that on that day. You might have to push that to next week. You might have to go later in the week, and it throws off your consistency with your training. All right. So that is a major reason that I think most busy professionals fall off is they start the journey. They think, you know what? It's time to hire a coach. Let me go one-on-one. I'm going to invest X amounts. It becomes too expensive for them over time. The first thing when people are looking at their finances, they look at their coaching and their training and they get rid of that first before taking away the junk food, before taking away the other things. The other part, it's the flexibility in the schedule. And then again, like I said, sometimes it's just too much of this social, conversational relationship that tends to happen in one-on-one training. All right. Now, moving over, what's another service that other busy professionals may try out that tends to lead to not getting results? How I would describe this service number 2 is boot camps. All right. So boot camps became really, really popular, I would say, from like 2010 to like 2020. It was just like group fitness was the thing. And I think CrossFit was a big positive impact on that. You know, it was just being in a group, having community, sweating and smiling. Where I think the good things are that it's human connection. So I've talked about this on the podcast before is one of the biggest predictors that people will have longevity in their life and they're going to live a better quality of life. It's their social connections. It's their human interactions. It's the quality of their relationships. So when you go into a boot camp in a group setting, there's the opportunity to make friends. There's the opportunity to build relationships. So I see that as a real positive thing. I think another positive thing in the group training kind of formats in the boot camps, it's relatively cheap. You know, so most boot camps are going to typically be priced at like $200 to maybe if there are upper echelons, like $300. So if you're someone who's coming, 4 days a week, right? Like you're looking at prices as low as like $15 per session, $20 per session. So sometimes I get amazed when people even think that's expensive when they're like, oh man, like $300, like $200. It's like, guys, you can go to a bar and literally spend $17 on a simple drink, right? We can go to Starbucks and spend $9 on a Frappuccino and we don't even like flinch at that. So those are the things that I find that are good. I think another thing that I would find good in group fitness is just like sweating, like you're just moving, high energy. Usually the music is bumping. And I think one phrase that I like to say a lot is your motions impact your emotions. So if you are kind of in a down mood, soon as you step into that type of environment where you're hearing music, you're moving at a fast pace, it usually just changes your physiology and it changes your psychology because you're in that type of setting. Now, the negative aspect of the boot camps, and again, this is specifically for the busy professional, is most busy professionals, you might be 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight. Doing high intensity cardio 3 to 4 times a week is not the best method of training to help you get results. Instead, it should be strength training, right? And you guys probably know all the benefits if you're a consistent listener to this podcast. You're going to build more muscle. It's going to help build your metabolism so that way you can eat more calories. You'll burn more calories at rest, all those good benefits. But on top of the building more muscle, strength training is a safer approach. So if I haven't worked out in literally 5 years, 10 years, I've been very sporadic over the last couple of years. The last thing I should do is step into a class, go for 30 seconds to a minute, balls to the wall hard, running around in a circuit. That's not going to be good for me. One, it's going to spike my cortisol, like my stress hormones. One, my heart is going to be beating out of my chest. And then also, I probably am not going to be able to do the exercises properly because I just haven't done them. So when you do strength training consistently as your base, your foundation, what it allows you to do is build strength. It allows you to move better. It also helps you with your heart and your conditioning so that it can prepare you to do something like high intensity cardio that much better. All right. So those are a couple things there. I think another aspect that I don't think is the best with the boot camp kind of service is even though it can be social, when you have 20, 30, 40 people in a room, there's not much time for like deep connection where you truly get to kind of know the people you're working out with. Typically, it's some sort of circuit fashion where it's like 3, 2, 1, switch. So I find a lot of times in boot camps, people are in their own world. And I'll use an example like Orange Theory, F45. I'm sure there are social connections that people have, but a lot of times people are in their little pod. They do their moves, they move to the next one, and everybody's in their own world. There's no forced interaction to work with other people. So that's a big one. And I think the last one I'll end off with is injury. When you're significantly overweight, when you haven't worked out for a long period of time, and you just go do box jumps, quick jumps, sprinting, kettlebell swings, all these, even just traditional strength moves, but you're doing it at a fast pace, there's a lot of opportunity for injury. And most people that are busy professionals, you guys already have aches and pains and knee joints and all these things. That's the last thing that you want to do. All right. So that's my second thing that I would say is most busy professionals, we shouldn't be jumping into a boot camp or a big, large group cardio session as our way to transform our health. Third type of service that I find a lot of busy professionals will do is they'll just go to a normal big box gym. And I would say maybe if you're like many of our clients that, hey, they have good jobs, they make money, they have good cars, they have a nice house, they're usually looking for a nicer gym. So maybe you're going to this more, I don't want to say luxury, but maybe you're going to this higher end gym that has really good equipment. It has really good amenities. So massage chairs, maybe a sauna, maybe a recovery room, stretching thing. It has all this stuff. That might intrigue you to go there. But the point that I'm trying to say is people will sign up to those gyms because of the look of them. But then when they go to the gym, they don't know what to do. So one phrase that I love is complexity is the enemy of execution. So if you go to this new environment with all these people around, all these machines, and you have no idea how to use them, what's the likelihood that you're going to show up 2, 3, 4 days a week and properly train in order to get results? No, you know what typically happens is for my women, they go on the treadmill, they spend 30 to 40 minutes walking, maybe the elliptical, and that is their workout. Don't get me wrong, that's better than doing nothing, but that's not why you signed up to the gym for, to walk on a treadmill and then go home. Maybe you're the men, right? That you used to play sports, you used to train, you only go to the bench press machine You only go to the chest press machine because you still remember how to do that, but you ain't doing no legs. You're not going to go do no squats. You're not going to do no lunges because you're not comfortable doing those things, right? So you're going to avoid the things that make you uncomfortable. And then if you're the typical busy professional that, hey, fitness wasn't your thing, you're not going to feel comfortable navigating yourself around the gym, asking people, hey, excuse me, how many sets you got left? Can I go use that piece of equipment while you're on it? It's a different world. So for a lot of people, what they tend to do is they use the cardio machines, they use the amenities, the swimming and all these things, but none of those things are leading to true habit change, true identity change, consistency with strength training, and consistency in terms of accountability to people. All right. So that's the third service that I would say most busy professionals go wrong in trying to use when they're trying to transform their health. Fourth service that I would say that sometimes people have done, which has become more popular, I would say, since 2020, is, busy professionals, because they're strapped on time, they want the comfort of training from home. So typically what they'll do is they'll buy equipment. They'll maybe set up something in the garage. Maybe they'll set up something in the basement if they have a big enough house, and they got the tools. And then they realize, you know what? I am not disciplined to do this on my own. Let me go on YouTube. Let me go on social media and let me purchase some sort of program and follow along with someone. So I think the right thing is looking for the help and looking for the guidance in the program. Where the hard thing is the discipline to stick to that program by yourself. So I'll give you guys an example. Sometimes people will buy a program from a coach and all they're getting from that coach is the workouts and the YouTube videos, and it's on them to go follow it. So you, as that busy professional, what you have to have is the willpower to detach yourself from your at-home job, from your kids making noise, and you got to have that discipline to march yourself into that basement, lock the door, and do that workout. That's pretty hard. When the laptop is right there, the TV's right there, there's noise in the house, it's just difficult to be that disciplined. A little step up from that is maybe you hire an online coach, right? So someone who maybe checks in with you once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks. I think that's even more powerful. And I'll give you an example. I do that from time to time. So I have a client right now. They paid a small fee. They paid $1,000 for 8 weeks. And in this 8 weeks, what I do is I check in with them. Sometimes it's a 20-minute call. Sometimes we go on a little bit longer. It's 30 minutes. But I'm reinforcing their form. They'll send me videos on their technique, the weights that they lifted, and I'm giving them feedback. I'll change around their programming. I'll talk to them about their nutrition habits, and I'll just talk to them a little bit about their life and their direction. And for that person, that's all they need. They feel great. They stay on track. So again, I have a client right now. That's what she's paying. She's paying $1,000. I check in with her for 20 to 30 minutes. For her, that's great value. But where I would say the difference is with this busy professional is she's disciplined. She knows how to do the training. For her, she just needs that little bit of accountability. And that helps her. Most people, that's not the case. They don't feel comfortable enough to do the training on their own, whether it's at home, at a gym. And then, yes, they can rely on the accountability, but it's just so much more than that. So that's the other service that I think most busy professionals, not all, they're making a mistake keeping themselves in their house. And that's another point to actually go on that is when you train at home, there's a whole nother level of discipline that you need to have. Because it's just so easy for you to be stuck in your work. It's so easy for you to be distracted by your kids. And as I already mentioned on this podcast, there's the power of social. Is when you get out of your house, you get time to breathe, you get time to be alone, and then you go connect with other people. Man, that's power. That makes you be able to train a little bit harder, a little bit longer, and a little bit more enjoyable. All right. Now, after going through all these services, I'm sure there's other ones out there, but You might be like, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying, coach. That makes sense. Personal training one-on-one, probably not the best for me. Boot camp style, big cardio classes, probably shouldn't do that. Should I go wander around the gym and not know what I'm doing and just go to the massage and cardio equipments? Nope. And should I just try to do this at home and occasionally look at YouTube videos and maybe check in with a coach? That might be tough. What should you do? So the service that I believe in, I put my whole business on it. Back in 2019, I started to transform our service. We used to be the group strength training program, but I reshifted the way we do things because I could see this was the most effective way to coach people for busy professionals. And what this is called, it's called personal strength training. What it is, it's you doing strength training, a personalized program for you, meaning the workouts, the exercises, the weights that you choose, they're personalized to you and your mobility, your fitness experience, and your goals. So step one, that's that. It's having that coach who's watching you in the session, who you're not just some person who's signed up to my random class. You're my client, and what we call at Training for Warriors, you're my student. I know your name. I have a good understanding of your background, your family life, your job, and I understand what are your limitations, what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths. And my job in that session is to excite you. It's to entertain you with my enthusiasm, but it's to push you to do what you're not going to do on your own. And it's to do it in a safe, intelligent manner that allows you to be consistent and get results. Now, the kicker to this, all that is done, but you're doing it in a small group environment. So instead of it's just you and that coach, yeah, you have 5 other teammates that are training alongside with you. And why is that beneficial? It's because, guys, when you train with other people, it inspires you, it motivates you. So I could be someone who, you know what, I'm pretty fit, but then I'm working out with this woman who's 300 pounds. She's starting her journey, and I could see how damn hard she's working. I could see week after week, she keeps showing up. She just got her first push-up. That inspires people when you're training around them. And on the other side is, hey, you might train with someone else who you're like, oh my God, that girl just did 10 chin-ups. I can't even do any. Right? I might be a guy and I'm watching this other woman lift heavy in her deadlift. It raises your standards for yourself when you train with other people that are on the same mission as you. So that's that power in terms of a social setting. And then other benefits that I would say too, guys, is because, again, the people that we attract in a typical personal strength training environment, it's people that are career oriented. So we have so many people that have businesses, they're self-employed, they're doctors, they're real estate agents, mortgage advisors, you name it. And then now because you're in this setting, your network expands. When you need something, man, you have people that you have their number, you connect with them, and then those are relationships, right? That helps you build other areas of your life. All right. So overall, with the personal strength training, the most thing I want you guys to understand is the modality that we focus on is lifting weights. It's doing it with progressive overload. It's reps and sets. It's not these random circuits that everybody's just tired and not knowing if they're getting better. And it's following a structured program. Because our clients do this, they commit to 3 to 4 days a week. And when it comes to a pricing standpoint, this is the thing that I love about it and why I changed our whole business on it. It's affordable. For people to spend $30 to $50 per session for quality training, that's how you stay consistent and be able to train for 1 year, 2 years. We have people that are in our membership for 5 years, 7 years. Our longest client has been here for 10 years. So I know some people that might listen to this, they might say, what? $30 to $50 per session? That's expensive. If you're looking for great coaching, you're looking for a great environment, you're looking for a consistent schedule where you can pop in 5:30 a.m., 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 12, the evening. That's what you're investing in. Is coaching, flexibility, but then also the environment and the results. So I really believe that personal training model for the busy professional who's in Mississauga, it just checks all those boxes. You're going to get your strength training. You're going to get a coach. You're going to get lifestyle coaching. You're going to surround yourself with other uh, positive people that inspire you. You're going to build relationships that leave the gym and that go into your personal life. You're going to have this place that you can visit and detach from your work home and your stress at home. And you come and you get to relieve stress and you get to take a break from the busy days of life. So what I would recommend is if you are a busy professional and you are living in Mississauga, research gyms that provide this service, this small group environment. The focus is on strength training. They're not this cheap program that might be $100 a month. How can you possibly transform your health paying $100 a month? $200 a month. I think most people, when you think about it logically, you're not going to build that type of body with that type of service. But if you are someone who's willing to invest $30 to $50 a session, 2, 3, 4 days a week, now you can create a consistent routine that when done for 6 months, 9 months, 18 months, 2 years, can have a huge impact on your life. So overall, at Training for Warriors, guys, that is our number one service. And that's how we help people transform their health. It's providing this simple format that we do consistently and many of our clients fall in love with. So if you are that person that wants to go a little bit deeper in how it works, there's 2 things you could do. You could pop onto our website at tfwsaga.com. You can put in your information, and then we'll basically send you a video that just answers all your questions. It's about 10 minutes long. It goes through all the details of how our program works. And if it meets your needs, you can sign up right from there. We give a 2-week free bonus for those action takers. Or a lot of people, what they do is they want to speak with a human. So if you want to come see my handsome face or you want to come see one of our other coaches, you could book a consultation. We'll give you a tour of the facility. We'll sit down and we'll go into greater detail with you and just make sure you're a good fit. All right. So hopefully today's episode at least gave you some education on the different services that busy professionals are exploring and what we believe is the best one that you might be missing out on. I'm Coach Cory. I'm signing out. Beastin'.